for two. Kickers are extra, I give them the boot. Ooh, going for two. Sit back, relax while I grab me a brew. Ooh, now I'm reclining while putting my time and I'm ready to go. My spine is aligning and much my lineups, my bank account grow. I am so rich, but knowledge is all that I'm leaving it with. Ooh, listen to this. Multiple options, how far can I get? Ooh, DFS Dynasty redraft tonight, I'm not finishing last. I'm finishing past any and all, I am looking to last. What else? This spot is popping and I am so locked in and only opening the door when it is opportunity knocking. And all of these spots keep on talking and talking. So what are we talking? What kind of alignment? And running it deep, even players forgotten or came from the bottom or hitting that top. And this spot is popping, yeah, this spot is popping. And woo! This is the armchair, yeah. Put up your arms, yeah. Sound the alarm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo!
What is going on? And welcome to episode 268 of the Armchair Fantasy Show. I'm your host, of course, Jeff Lambert. You can follow me on Twitter at JeffLambert77. We are part of the Going for Two Live podcast network, and we're here every Wednesday night on Facebook Live, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Of course, syndicated in all major podcast networks. Had a little bit of technical issues to start the show, so we're getting a little bit of a late start tonight, but it's all good. If you are on if you are on Twitter, comments are still not working over there. So please go find us on YouTube. Just search for Going for Two Live. You should be able to find us, interact with the show, ask us questions, whatever you want to do to chime in. Let's go ahead and introduce my co-host, Mr. Ryan Searfoss. Of course, you can follow him on Twitter at Foss534. What's up, Ryan?
Oh, not much. I need to apologize for Jeff and not know how to work his computer. So,
Way
to blow it, Jeff.
I'll take the blame for it. I'll take the blame.
Dude, we're 6 days away from rookies reporting to camp.
Crazy.
It's freaking exciting.
Crazy.
Like
crazy.
Scott Fishbowl's going. It's really draft time now. Like it's football season.
It's crazy because I'm looking ahead at the schedule and I'm like, because we're taking that little hiatus at the end of this month, and when we come back, the first show is going to be on the 17th, and we'll be dead smack in the middle of preseason. That's pretty crazy to think about.
Can't wait, dude.
All right, let's introduce our two guests tonight. They are both from the Rookie Fever Podcast. We decided to go ahead and bring them both on. First up, we got Shane Swagger. He's been on the show before. You can follow him at Swagzilla0G. What's up, Swags?
Hey, I appreciate you guys having us on. This is a fun series. Good way to do it, and happy to be a part of it. Appreciate you guys. It was me that was having the problems. I am not one that's going to even let somebody else take the
You don't need to be nice to Jeff. You don't need to be nice to Jeff.
Something that I was accountable for. But I appreciate you taking one for the team that you allowed us to be a part of this evening.
I'm good taking the blame. Ryan blames me all the time for my connection issues, so it was fine. The audience is probably used to it by now.
You use dial-up.
Hey, I actually got a new router finally. I haven't hooked it up yet, but I got a new router, hopefully going forward.
Sending my old one.
Yeah. All right. And the other co-host, is it Fanaro or Fanaro? How do you pronounce that?
The first one, Fanaro.
Fanaro. He's also the co-host of the Rookie Fever Podcast as well. Follow him at Aardvark TV. What's up, man?
Thanks for having us. This is a treat. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually love your intro, man. That little bit of a video editor myself, and that's called parallaxing, where the players are cut out over their background. And dig the music, too. Can we just play that music the whole time we're on?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you know Gabe, FF Manbun on Twitter.
Yeah. We know Gabe. Absolutely. Yeah. Open bar. Yep. He did the music for us. I did the video myself. It's amazing what you can do with an iPhone these days. It was all done on an iPhone. It's crazy. Really? Looks great, man.
It's better if it was on Android, but it's okay.
All right, guys, real quick, just give us a rundown of what it is y'all do in the fantasy space and talk about your podcast. Whoever wants to go first.
Go for it, Feverish.
Yeah, so we have a pretty dynasty-centric show that we highlight rookies all year long. We have the rookie profile series we do before the NFL draft, which Swags and I have done for 2 years now, and it's often imitated, never truly replicated. We have our own special sauce to that one, but Rookie Fever is a long ride. Swags and I have been on together and accountable to each other for, and This last couple of years, we've really grown too. I've been really proud of what we've done and how we've done it. And yeah, it's a great show. So if you haven't checked it out, please do. Find us on Twitter at Rookie Fever, the Rookie Fever Podcast. It's what you think it is. It's all about rookies.
All about rookies. Swag, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, man. I mean, not to that, like the Rookie Fever side of it. I think he nailed it. I think one thing that we also try to do is we know like all sides of the fever, like the hot sweats, the cold, like we try to temper some of the expectations as well, because we understand the fever and there's so much more to it than just expecting everything to be hot. And like, so I think that's one thing too that we do bring to Rookie Fever is realistic expectations, or try to nail them down a little bit. And then, I mean, other than that, I'm just kind of on the Twitter streets trying to operate my teams and then give the advice of how I'm operating them, and hoping that it works out for others as good as it's going to work out for me.
Good stuff. Good stuff, gentlemen. Good stuff. All right, we're going to jump into it here. Today's show was brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. It's fantasy football with no waivers, no setting lineups, no worrying about injuries. It's best ball. You get to do the fun part, and that's draft. It's like a mock draft you can win money from. Download the Underdog Fantasy app for iOS or Android and use our promo code GF2 to get a 100% deposit match up to $100. And then for as low as $3, you can join one of our Going for Two leagues, which should be starting up here shortly, and now that the Scott Fish Bowl is over with. Or you can get into one of the other contests in the lobby, like their Best Ball Mania 3 contest with over $10 million in prizes, $2 million going to first. All you got to do is download the app, use promo code GF2, and to get your deposit match up to $100.
And now, the five 101s.
All right, y'all know how this works. 5 non-football related categories. Give us your 101 for that category. And we'll go to you first, Swags. Give me your 101 duo.
My 101 duo. Man, it's in my head. No, I'm serious too.
What,
I'm gonna have to pick another one.
Let me go to Fanaro first.
No, I'll just say M&M's. Is that a duo? The 2 letters? Oh, I wanted to say Simon and Garfunkel.
There you go.
It came to me.
All right, there you go.
I like it.
That's got to at least be a first round pick.
I don't know if that would be it if I could think a little longer, but
What about you? Mike?
Yeah, the first thing that came to mind, dude, is Jesse Pinkman and Walter White. That pair on Breaking Bad. Absolutely love. Like a lot of people will say Breaking Bad was about this guy's journey to Breaking Bad, starting off as, a science teacher. And I think it's really about those two and their relationship. And I still remember like my favorite episode is like literally the two of them chasing down a fly the entire episode. It's one of the least favorite episodes probably from most fans, and it's my favorite. It's just the two of them, and I love it. Nice. Those two together are just perfect.
Good stuff. Good choice. All right, Swags, back to you. Fictional character you'd want to meet in real life.
It's hard. I think Cartman from South Park.
Nice.
That's my favorite answer. That's my favorite answer I've heard on here. That's great.
That's
I
awesome.
think he just, I like it. I appreciate his honesty, and Chef Ramsay's not fictional.
Yeah, there you go. Fair point.
Very good.
What about you, Mike?
I guess I cheat a little bit here because you guys said it was non-football related, but the fictional character I would love to meet is Hall of Fame player Jalen Reagor.
That's awesome. I like that. Yeah,
that guy has literally cost me Justin Jefferson in multiple leagues because I liked Reagor more than Justin Jefferson, so I blame him for any lack of success in any league. So that fictional character, that Hall of Fame player, Jalen Reagor, I would love to meet that guy someday.
Probably in a different multiverse. We're good.
It's not his fault you drafted him.
Yeah,
Very true.
There's the multiverse where Justin Jefferson busted, and Jalen Reagor is the beast that we now know as Justin Jefferson. So,
yeah, very very true.
All right, let's go to you, Swags. What would your intro music be? What's your 101 intro music?
like the white zombie, like dun, 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 dun,
Nice.
I think that'd be good for me.
Nice.
You know, I'm here.
You get a little bit of a rundown.
definitely-
It sounds like.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
man,
I definitely am ready for more. I'm here for it. So
I'm
I
gonna.
definitely give us a little bit.
I'll have it attached to my backpack at the expo, just walking around, man, like with a little Bluetooth speaker there for you.
That'll be awesome.
Nice.
Some Peggy Lee though, right? You got the fever.
Yeah, there you go. Very nice. Peggy Lee. I like it.
Good stuff. What about you, Mike? What's your intro music?
Welcome to the jungle.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, that's
Guns
the
N'
first thing
Roses.
that popped into my head, dude.
Yeah, that one's good. That's definitely
Yeah.
a good one.
Brings
You
back
probably-
the MTV days for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. You guys have that one before? Welcome to the jungle, probably.
Nope. No, actually, we haven't.
Nice.
Yep, that's a new
I'm
one.
reaching out. I know you never got. I don't. Jalen Rago for fictional characters. So.
No, definitely.
No.
All right, Swags. 101 video game all time.
Killer Instinct,
Ooh, that's a good
Nintendo
one.
64. I'm serious too. Like that was my jam. Like, and I never hear it mentioned. It's like it's forgotten about. I'll tell you what, that game is sitting at a local store in Kalamazoo. It's called Fanfare. No bullshit. Wrapped
Wow.
for $130.
Yeah.
Nice.
The problem
Very
is I want
expensive.
to open it, and then it's going to be like in their case for $20. So you know what I mean? So, but it's sealed. $130.
Nice.
I don't even have the system for it, but dude, it's been tough to not buy, but I won't, I'm not that guy, but man,
Yeah. That's a
Dude,
good
I
one.
just got an ad Sega Classics coming out in November. Like a mini version of the Sega system
Yeah.
for $100 with
Nice.
games preloaded on it.
Nice.
It's gonna happen.
do you guys remember Killer Instinct?
I do.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I
That was
remember-
when you hit the right button combination at the end, and they just go like for like
Yeah.
13 or 14 or 15 hits in a row.
I remember being real bad at it. real bad at it.
I was bad at the arcade version. I was better at the in-home version. The arcade version, I could never get the controls down right. But with the controller in my hand, it was much easier.
Fanero's is Pong.
No, not that far back. I am gonna stick with the original Nintendo though. I had so many I liked actually. I think I'm like one of the few people that just absolutely loves Bionic Commando. I actually got a Nintendo to buy Bionic Commando, but I think my all-time favorite is still in that same area. It's probably same 2 or 3 years. It's just Metroid, the original Metroid. I absolutely love that game. Yeah,
Yep.
I just love it. When I solved it and I found out Samus was a girl, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god! Like what
Blew
the?
your mind.
Yeah, Metroid.
That's a
Metroid
great
for
game
sure.
though.
Oh my god, it's such a great game, dude. Like even some of the new versions, I think Metroid Prime on Xbox is pretty badass, but the original Metroid is so cool.
Yeah, I agree. That was
Mhm.
definitely a good one. All right, last one. Movie, trilogy, or series? Swags, we'll go to you first.
So this one's a little tougher. I think it might be Star Wars these days though, and I think it's a lot because of my son. Ironically, a lot of times it's the kids vicariously sort of living through us, but he kind of is the one that actually turned me on to it a little bit more. But I think it's just part of even watching it with him and whatnot.
That's ironic because my daughter's 9, and we just kind of introduced her to the Star Wars universe, and she's loving it. Last week we watched the original series, and then we watched the 3 that were kind of in the middle there, and then we're gonna watch the newest ones here pretty soon. But she's all into it now too, so definitely one of my favorites as well.
Kill Bill's another great one. I don't know if 2 parts counts though, but Kill Bill 1 and 2 that's
Yes.
low key, really
I thought
awesome.
it wasn't 3.
I think there
Yeah.
was only 2, Kill Bill 1 and Kill Bill
But they're
2.
both really long,
Very
Ryan. Like
That might be why
Yeah,
they're real long. Tarantino doesn't care about time constraints.
no, definitely not. All right, Mike, what's your movie, trilogy, or series?
All right, so you said a movie trilogy or series. I'll give you a movie trilogy since Swags didn't take it, and he knows I'm a huge Marvel guy, and I'll give you a series. So I'm gonna go the Avengers trilogy. When the Avengers movie came out, I thought it was the most incredible thing ever. When Iron Man and Captain America are actually like using the shield and in that huge fight. And then honestly, like I'm still a big Infinity War guy. I think I like it a little bit more than Endgame.
Yeah,
I compare it
too.
to like Empire Strikes Back. Like it's like the bad guy wins kind of thing. So I really dig that. And because you didn't ask for two, I'll just quickly get to my series. My series is Lost. I'm a huge Lost fan. I've rewatched it 4 times in its entirety. Wow. Yeah. And I went to Hawaii just to go on a Lost tour so I could see some of the stuff from the movie set. I absolutely love that movie or that series. That I think it's like one of the best.
Good stuff. All right. Let's mock draft.
Yeah, man.
Attention, everyone. Let's mock draft.
All right. Y'all know how this works. We're going to do the AFC South first. Basically, we're going to go through like a 12-team super flex tight end premium, and we're just going to draft a BPA, best player available, and just kind of tell us why you think that player should be drafted in that spot. And we'll go to you first, Swags. Give me your 101 here in the AFC South.
My 101 in the South is Jonathan Taylor. I think that was way too easy.
Yeah.
That was real easy.
Yeah. It's hard to even it's when we were doing Rookie Fever and we had the year Barkley came out, right? And he was like the RB1 that year. It was so hard to talk about him because he was boring. You know what I mean? Right. You wanted to talk about everybody else's potential and everybody else's little runs and everybody else's disappointments because Barkley wound up being so boring because he was just so good. Now this Jonathan Taylor, what's Swag supposed to say? Well, the reason I picked Jonathan Taylor at 101 is
he's good at football. That's all you got to say.
Oh, is he? Yeah, he's pretty good.
Why do you got to make it complicated? If I wanted to try to be like savvy or controversial, I might even say because somebody else gets to pick. But yeah, there's a couple other guys that I think are pretty tailored, clear cut. Like even in a startup, I think he should go in the back area.
Yep,
absolutely.
Agreed. All right, 102, Mike, what you got?
Yeah, so I know this is super flex. I just don't love these QBs. They're not gonna make me go there just because it's super flex. And I also think there's a pretty decent drop off at the position that Swags has already hit. So I'm going to go ahead and double dip into that pool and go Derrick Henry here at the 102.
Yep, that's definitely how I saw it going as well. Because you're right, this division has some of the most mediocre quarterbacks.
Yeah,
it's
tough, man. I mean, you're eventually going to have to go there, and it's not going to be too long from now. But I think with Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry, you don't have to go there yet. They're just they're too elite.
Agreed. Ryan, you got the 103.
Speaking of average quarterbacks, the rest of this entire draft is average or worse. Like it gets two guys.
Dude, I hear you.
And then I'm just like, I have no idea. I'm taking Michael Pittman. I'm all in on him this year. I have him statted out to be an absolute stud. Like he's a 1,200 yards, 10 touchdown guy, especially with Matt Ryan being there. And we've seen him just gravitate towards big bodied receivers with huge catch radiuses, and he already showed he could do it last year. I'm all in on him this year. Like I'm locking him in my top 12.
Yeah, I don't think he gets credit for how good his season was last year. I mean, he didn't, he wasn't a game breaker or anything, but he had a really, really solid season last year, and I feel like no one's talking about it.
It's very strange. Yeah. Like people loved him in right before the draft, like February through March. He was untrade. You couldn't trade for him, and now nobody wants him. It's bizarre.
Makes no sense. All right, we're back to you, Swags. You got the 104.
So I felt like Trevor Lawrence. Are we not super flexy? We are.
We're super flexy.
Yeah. Super flex.
Trevor Lawrence. I would take Trevor Lawrence over Henry or Pittman to be Pittman. And I still believe Henry's got some juice left in the tank, but I'm flexing here for sure. I'm ecstatic that you guys, because I haven't inside from my difficulties tonight, and you're just letting me have Jonathan Taylor and then followed up.
We're nice. I don't know what happened, but you're
nice guys.
You're delaying again. I don't know what you did, but you did something to make it delay again.
It's because you took the first quarterback.
Yeah, as soon as you did that, you got delayed.
Yeah, you took Tannehill. That was all it took.
Delayed from the QB.
Yeah.
Let me see.
All right, Mike, you got the 105.
Yeah, so this is where I was going QBs, but I wouldn't go with Trevor Lawrence here in 2022. I think I would actually go Matt Ryan. I think if I'm going super flexy in 2022, I'm going to go here with Matt Ryan because I feel like Trevor Lawrence, we haven't seen it yet. I love Trevor Lawrence in Dynasty, don't get me wrong, or still like him in Dynasty, don't get me wrong. But I think Matt Ryan in 2022 for me, I'll go ahead and go with Derrick Henry and Matt Ryan.
Yeah, he's definitely someone I'm looking at too. That's going very late in a lot of drafts that I've done, and even in the Scott Fish Bowl, he's not getting the respect that he deserves. I think he'll have a pretty good season there with Indy. All right, Ryan, you got the 106.
I'm taking Travis Etienne. I think we've seen what Doug Peterson's done with his offense and how he's used running backs in the pass catching role. He obviously translates that with that. He has a connection with Trevor Lawrence. He has breakneck speed. And he's kind of just slipping because we don't know what to expect out of the offense when we've seen it before in a very similar, like what they have on the team when Philadelphia was clicking. I think he could be a really big part of that offense.
Yeah, I like ETN as well. I think ETN can even potentially lead this team in receiving. Really, I mean, Christian Kirk is good and all, but I don't know if he's.
I mean, 60 targets, 70 targets isn't out of the realm of possibility, and that makes you a playable fantasy player.
Yep, agreed.
With upside.
All right, Swags, we're back to you. Let's hope we're not delaying. What you got for your 107?
I am going to take Treylon Burks.
All right, Treylon Burks is off the board. Yeah, you're still. I don't know what happened, but you were fine and now you're not. I don't know what's going on. I heard Treylon Burks
with it a little bit here. See if I can fix it.
It's his draft strategy, Jeff.
Yeah.
He wants you to think about your connectivity and not your next pick. That's what's going on.
The real question is, do we have to do 2 rounds of the AFC South? Is the real question.
I don't.
Is in 2 years of doing this. This is the worst division I've ever seen.
So let me share something with you. Swags absolutely knows that I over prepare for everything. Okay, so I not only have these players ranked on my sheet, but I also have them tiered out, and they're in 4 different colors. Okay, and yellow's the shitty color. There's a lot of yellow, my friend. A lot of yellow.
They are about yellow poop right there. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's definitely worse. A couple of years ago, we did the AFC East when it was Tom Brady and Edelman were basically the best 2 players in that whole division, and that was brutal. This one's definitely worse than that one.
So bad. Like, this is like mind-boggling bad how bad the AFC South is. And I see Gator commenting if there's enough players. There's not. I can't wait to pick guys who won't be on any rosters at the beginning of the second round.
All right, Mike.
Am I up?
You're at the 108. Yep.
All right. So my first tier is gone. I'm into my second tier, and into my second tier, I'm gonna double tap that QB again. I don't like Ryan Tannehill a ton this year. I'm concerned a little bit about that offense entirely, but just looking at the choices, looking how much yellow's on my board. I'm going to have to go back to QB because it's super flex to kind of make me feel a little better about this pick. I'm not in, like I said, again, I'm not in love with what the Titans can do on offense this year, but Ryan Tannehill's been pretty steady. I'm going to just feel a little gross about it, but go Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, I think you have to right there because you're right. I mean, it's a pretty ugly player pool for sure.
Yeah.
And Ryan, I don't know where you're going to go here with the 109.
I think this is easy because I think this man should have been in the next tier up. And I almost considered him last time. It's Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, he's there. He's in the same tier. But I picked the QB instead.
The QB is a smart call. It is. I'm probably not going to take him. But Brandon Cooks is 1,000 yards, 6 of 8 years. He got fed by Davis Mills last year. You know what you're going to get. He's a low-end wide receiver, too. Worst-case scenario, flex you start every week. And can maybe get you a game-winning production in 1 or 2 games. Like, I'm cool with him. He's not the most exciting, but you know what? He'll perform.
Yeah. I like Brandon Cooks there too because he's definitely a very solid pick. It's only been health. Health's been his issues his career. So if he can stay healthy,
but it hasn't. That might be the biggest myth in fantasy football.
It's the concussions that people are afraid of.
That's what it is.
That's because he got it in the Super Bowl. Look at his last 2017, 15 games played, 16 games played, 14 games, 15 games, 16 games. He plays football games. He doesn't miss time. That's the biggest myth in football, and I will argue that till the day I die.
The other biggest myth in football is that they actually care about concussions.
Yeah.
Well, nobody cares about that.
That's why he hasn't missed a lot of games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He also doesn't go across the middle anymore, which is a good career decision.
I agree. Good point.
Yeah. All right, Swags, 110.
I mean, I'm taking the guy throwing the ball to Brandon super flexy. I'm kind of out on Mills as far as Dynasty goes, but in tune enough to feel like I can go get Brandon Cooks plus for him with you in a super flex format. A lot of because of some of the stuff Ryan said of how people actually see him versus what he's done. But to me, that's who I want, even if I am making one more move with him. But I feel like I could get anybody with Davis Mills at this point, and probably a little plus on top of it. If you like Brandon Cooks, you got to kind of be okay with the guy throwing it to him for the season because it's not like he has them.
Yeah, it's a good call. And Superflex definitely pumps up those quarterbacks.
It's going to be a lot of garbage time.
Yeah.
A lot of garbage time.
Yep.
All right, Mike, you got
and same with Cooks, too, because so many times people will say something to you about a situation with a wide receiver. It's like, well, they're playing from behind because they suck. So that's good for you in fantasy.
Yep.
Especially a guy who you're taking deep shots to. Like dink and dunk receivers, not as much. A dude like that, they're trying to take those big shots. He's going to get past somebody at some point.
Yep.
That's what he does.
Yep.
Agreed. Mike, you got the 111.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to go Robert Woods here. He's been a wide receiver one multiple times. I know he's coming off that injury, but he's looking good right now. And we got lots of training camp ahead of the season even starting. I know Swags has been on Rookie Fever saying that maybe Robert Woods is going to be 20% less of his best season, but I'll take that with this crew.
Yeah.
This crew, these names I'm looking at, I'll take Robert Woods. He's in my orange tier, gentlemen.
Yeah.
He'll get 706.
So we're up at the turn here, Ryan. You got the back-to-back picks. Are you gonna break the seal on the tight ends here at the 112?
No, I'm gonna take Christian Kirk. I'm gonna take Christian Kirk. He's the de facto number one, and I always believe follow the money unless a team's stupid. Which it's the Jags, so they could be, but I'm following the money. I think he should get volume, so I'm gonna take the chance there. And similar to the question we had in the chat about Damian Pierce, I'm taking Marlon Mack because I think he's the lead back there this year, and I think he gets it early and often. Later on in the season, it might change, but I think he's the lead back as of now. If not, it's like a 60-40 split.
Yeah, I agree. I think Mack is going to start the season as the starter there. I don't know how long he keeps that job, but he will at least start the season as the starter. All right, Mike, we're back to you at the 202.
Yeah, real quick, just with the Damian Pierce thing, since he's a rookie, I agree. We saw Swift, even Jonathan Taylor sit. They don't start right away, these running backs. I will say that Damian Pierce
But Jonathan Taylor was behind Marlon Mack.
Yeah, there you go.
Guess what?
That's how we come full circle. I'm gonna actually go ahead and dip into the tight end pool now. I would not have done that with Christian Kirk on the board. I would have picked Christian Kirk as well. And this one might surprise people because he's been gone for so long, but so his AJ Brown. I'm gonna go Austin Hooper here at tight end. I was between two tight ends. This is the one I chose. Austin Hooper has been a top 5 tight end. I'd like him in this situation as well. I think he's going to surprise some people, especially at his ADP. Yeah. So I thought that was worth bringing up at this point. But I was pretty close to another guy.
Yeah, and then all the talk in camp is how him and Tannehill have connected too. So I think that's definitely also.
I mean, he might be their most talented weapon.
Yeah, I mean, Treylon Burks, I think, ultimately will be the most talented, but maybe not in his rookie season.
Maybe.
All right, Shane, we're back to you at the 203.
All right. I was hoping to get that Christian Kirk stat. You stole it from me. But I feel good about Dameon Pierce falling too. I don't think it's that bad. I feel like the team likes him. They want him to be what the best of us want him to be, and show success. I feel like he's going to get. I agree. I think Marlon Mack gets first shot, but I don't think that they're going to be too challenged by that, to be honest with you. And I think that he's back of the future on the team, which is what I'm looking for here. And this season points.
Yeah, I think he's someone that you can draft. If you're drafting him in a redraft, you're probably handcuffing him to Marlon Mack as a late pick and just hoping that he gets that opportunity, which I think eventually he will, because Mack is not, he can't catch for one. And I think Pierce can definitely take over that position pretty quickly.
Yep.
All right, Ryan, 204.
I'm taking my boy Alec Pierce. I know he's a rookie and may not be one of the top drafted guys, but you know what? He's one of only 2 real targets there. I don't care about my Lally Cox, be honest. He's not going to take away from it. Paris Campbell is a walking corpse of a football player, and Ashton Doolin, who cares? Alec Pierce is the number 2 target there, and he's going to see a whole lot of single coverage because they're going to send 2 towards Michael Pittman, and you have to stack the box against Jonathan Taylor. Life could be really easy for him. Yeah. He might not be big right away, but I could see him getting volume in the future. Yeah. And it could be mid-season, maybe sooner.
I like that pick. Mike, we're back to you at the 205.
This is tough, man.
Yeah, that fever.
I'm gonna go John Mechie here. Actually, I think I like him more than Alec Pierce. I don't like that he's coming off of an injury, so I don't know when he is actually going to hit the field. But I like the situation as well. I think it's another rookie that's getting a little overlooked because of that injury. There was a lot of people that thought he would have been drafted earlier without it. Yeah, John Mechie. I'm going to have to go there. There's this group, like I said, is all kind of meshed together, but it's rookie fever. I'm going with John Mechie.
All right, good stuff. Back to you, Swags. It's 206.
Super tough pick. I might have to try to play the room a little bit here. Our teams don't matter. Isn't that awful? I think of Malik Willis. I don't feel super great about it, to be completely honest with you. But it's format. If he gets a shot this year, even if it's because of a nice peak to his value that I'll probably move on from. But
yeah, I like that pick. And Titans kind of didn't make them, but they made it known they're kind of rebuilding. They traded away AJ Brown. They drafted Hassan Haskins to back up Derrick Henry. Drafted a quarterback to back up Tannehill. I think you kind of see the writing on the wall there. So it won't be long before they replace him. So good stuff. Ryan, you got the 207.
I'm taking Evan Ingram. He fits the role there. If you look at all their pass catchers, they're all kind of smaller scale or smaller wide receivers, more speed guys, route runners. He's their only real big body, so he should get red zone opportunities and an offense that's improving because it's just more talented and has a real football coach. So I'm going to take Ingram here.
All right, Evan Ingram, the ultimate. He had the ultimate rookie season and then disappeared for the rest of his career. It seems like hopefully he can find new life there with.
The Giants will do that to you.
Yeah,
you go from the Giants to the Jags is insane.
It's not much. Yeah, it's a lateral move. All right, Mike, 208.
We're in the deep yellow now, Jeff. We're in the deep yellow. This is getting just pick a guy and hope. So I think with that being said, I think Marvin Jones still has a little bit more in the tank. I think he kind of gave up a little bit last year with that coaching staff. I think I heard some reports where he was literally taking the literally taking the wide receivers to the side and saying, "Look, this isn't our fault. This needs to change." Marvin Jones has been steady Eddie for several years now and undervalued. I think he's got one more season left in him in this group. In my deep yellow, I'm going to put him up to the top here. And rather than kind of take stabs with like Paris Campbell, who literally hasn't played football, or even a Nico Collins for a rookie rewind swags from last year, like these are tempting names. But I'm just gonna stick with Steady Eddie Marvin Jones, and he thinks maybe he could throw up 800 yards for me.
Nice, I like that pick. All right, Shane. All right, yeah, back to you, Shane. It's getting ugly here at the 209. I mean, it's
James
been
Robinson disrespect is unreal tonight to get the 2022 leading rusher for the Jags this late in the draft. That right, 2022 leading rusher for the Jags. It's get James Robinson for $20 in fab. It's ridiculous. And talent on that team, a new coach, didn't draft either of those running backs. Once healthy, Watson.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you for the fall.
Yeah, he definitely has the upside of being something special there. Ryan, the 210.
Oh, thank God it's my last pick. Nico Collins. He flashed a little bit last year. I know Brandon Cooks is obviously good, but again, he's playing from behind. They're going to throw a lot. I mean, they could be a 550, 600 pass attempt team, and there's not a ton of pass catchers, and Collins should get some volume. Like, I can see him 600, 700 yards, and maybe a red zone threat, because they really don't have that there.
Yeah, that's a good call. All right, Mike, your last pick, 211.
All right, 211. We're going to pretend, and I'm going to meet the fictional character Paris Campbell that stays healthy all season. Alongside a Pittman, and I'm just gonna grab Paris Campbell here at the 211.
Wow. Okay.
I think I just made Swags happy.
Good stuff. Oh,
or you just made him leave the show because
he just left. He just outright.
Well,
left.
that was the one he really wanted. And he's my co-host and all. I really did want to leave it for him, but like when Paris Campbell plays the way Paris Campbell can, you don't let him drop to the 212, Jeff.
Dude, I think for like the
211 is the lowest he'll go. Right?
I knew I could get him this late.
We can take kickers.
Yeah.
Kickers and team Ds.
Can we get Scott Fish scoring for the kickers in this league if we need it?
I take the Titans defense over anybody left here.
All right, Mike. We'll let you draft for your co-host here.
Right,
so he can get back on.
I think he got a little excited because I know he's a big fan of Hassan Haskins. So I'm going to give him Hassan Haskins. He loves building his teams with running backs anyway. So I'm just going to give him another running back here. I think he'll be happy with my pick too. I think he got a little excited when I went Paris Campbell. I know he likes Haskins, especially in Dynasty. And I think when we're this late, we have to start talking Dynasty at this point.
Yeah.
Because redraft, these are tough options. Laviska was a consideration for me when I did Paris. I just feel like the guy's got a lot of talent, and I feel like he just needs to be used in the right way. And if we're going to blame the coach that was a part of the Jaguars last season, we can maybe give Laviska Shenault an excuse. I don't know, man. I think if Laviska Shenault doesn't become a thing this year, he might become a thing on another team. Yeah, I'm still stashing him. I'm still a believer, not a big one. If you aren't doing something in the NFL this long, it probably aren't going to. But Laviska's got like that dual thing that kind of makes him sexy. But that's not who Swags picked. He picked Hassan Haskins. That just feels like something he would do.
I mean, you could have the 29-year-old breakout like Cordell Patterson last year.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
There is someone on the board I was surprised didn't get drafted. And it's funny because one of the guy who was on our show last week, he wanted to do this division because he wanted to talk about Brevin Jordan.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's still sitting there would kind of surprise me a little bit. The tight end premium. I think Brevin Jordan's got a chance to be pretty decent there in Houston. So he'd be the one that I would have picked there at the end. But Hassan Haskins is definitely a good choice too because Derrick Henry already has an injury risk possibility, and he's getting up there. What's that?
I love Haskins that, especially in that system. Like I didn't think like certain systems he may not have been good, but this was perfect for him.
Perfect for him. Agreed. All right. Are you tired Vague, misleading injury reports costing you games. Whose own injury analyst, Dr. James Ferretti, wants to help with his book, Injuries Suck, but your team doesn't have to. The doc will show you a clear approach to player injuries, media reports, and coach speak, as well as how to anticipate and act quickly when injuries strike. Available for purchase on Amazon, or you can use his link in his Twitter profile, which is at TFSDoc. Stop guessing, start winning.
Attention, everyone. Let's mock draft.
All right, so hopefully Swags will get back on here. If not, I will draft for him in this mock draft coming up. Hopefully he'll be able to jump back on and jump right into the show here. And Mike, you're leading us off here at the 101 for the NFC South.
All right, dude. I'll tell you what, man. This South's got a deeper green tier here at the top. That's for sure. And I am between two players. I'm still going to go with it. I'm going to go Christian McCaffrey here. CMC, please, for 2022. I did seriously consider my 102 at my 101, but I'm going to go Christian McCaffrey and let this guy fall to one of you guys.
All right. Sounds good. I am on the board, and I did not prepare for this, so I'm going to have to quickly cram in my head here who I want to go with. And because we're talking redraft and a super flex, I'm taking the only quarterback worth taking in the first round, probably, and that's Tom Brady.
Yeah,
all right, Ryan, you're up.
You there.
Yeah, it's the common sense pick. It's Brady,
and he's just a tier above these other QB. A couple tiers above these other QBs too. Yeah. So you're nabbing the quarterback here, for sure. I am a little worried about him this season without Godwin and just like the O-line. There's enough going against him this season, but man, it's tough to ever bet against Tom Brady.
He's doing it for like 6 or 7 years, and
it's ridiculous.
To come back and bite you.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, you got the 103.
I'm taking super chance here. Thank God this is not a real draft because I'd be really nervous doing it. It's Alvin Kamara with that maybe suspension or with that. Man, if he's on the field, he's so good. And he's going to get you a ton of points every week. He gets a ton of targets. He'll run the ball good 15 carries a game, plus 8 targets. Like, he's so good. It's just, is he going to play and get suspended a little bit? But I'm willing to take the chance right now just because I think he's a tier above everybody.
All right. That's not definitely where I didn't think you were going to go there. So that was a surprise for me. Mike,
I know you thought I was going to go, but I wasn't. A little soon. Just because I like a player doesn't mean I'm stupid.
Fair. All right, Mike, 104.
All right, this is a slam dunk at 104 for me. Kyle Pitts. You want to talk about a couple tiers above the rest of the players on this board.
Yep.
Kyle Pitts.
I kind of forgot him.
Yeah, dude. Kyle Pitts.
That's who I thought you were going to go with.
Jeff has the rankings on the sheet weird. Had him third down.
I told you, Ryan. I'm prepared, man. I don't have that sheet. I have a whole different sheet with color codes over here. And Kyle Pitts was my 102 before Brady.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I consider Kyle Pitts there as well, especially in tight end premium. And that's who I thought you were going to take, Ryan. I thought you were going to take Pitts when you went with Kamara.
Yeah, I'm a running back guy.
Yeah,
and I do. I legit hate building around a tight end. It's one of my it's just something I just struggle with.
I struggle with it as well, so I forced it into the Scott Fish Bowl. I forced myself to take 2 tight ends, but I got Pitts and Mark Andrews, so can't really complain about that.
And I hate it. I hate it so much from 2 tight ends.
I love that combination.
All right, so I am back on the clock again, and let's see here. Who am I looking at? Quarterbacks still don't want one of those. The running backs have been pretty depleted as well, so I'm going to go with the receiver here. And I'm going to go with the guy that Brian thinks I thought he was going to take the last time, so I know he loves this guy, but DJ Moore. DJ Moore just doesn't get any respect at all. I know he's got the touchdown stigma that he doesn't get touchdowns, but he just produces with some of the worst quarterbacks to ever play. I do think that Baker makes the starting lineup there and ends up being a pretty good upgrade for DJ Moore, at least early on, until he gets hurt. But give me DJ Moore here at the 105. Ryan, you got the 106.
It's easy. It's consistency right here. It's top 18 performance every single year. It's Mike Evans. We're at 8 straight years of 1,000 yards and 8+ touchdowns. He's had 1 year or 2 years with less than 8 touchdowns. He's as good as it gets, and they're a little bit beat up a wide receiver. So Mike Evans is going to get force fed. It's going to be a huge year. I would have took him over DJ Moore here, and I'm one of the biggest DJ Moore supporters on Twitter.
Yeah,
but I would take Mike Evans this season over a lot of guys because he's going to ball out.
Love the Evans pick.
Good stuff. All right, so Shane is back. So Shane, I've been drafting for you. Trying to remember who I picked already. I got Tom Brady for you at the 102, and then I took DJ Moore. Yeah, I just got DJ Moore for you. And Mike's up at the 107, and then you're at the 108, Mike, or Swag. So Mike, give me your 107.
I'm between two players left in my green tier. And I'm gonna go ahead and go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. It's super flex. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Winston's a great choice there. I with the quarterback situation the way that it is in this division, after Tom Brady, it's basically Winston and a bunch of guys that could be replaced eventually, and so
that's why I did it too. Like it's really tough when you look at these other guys. I mean, we just mentioned Baker's a starter until he gets hurt. Then you got look at these other guys. Mariota, does he even start the season? Like it gets really, really ugly after that. And I think Winston has, if he stays healthy, a lot of potential there in New Orleans. So, and I feel like that was the way to go. I think there's one more guy left here in the green tier, and I just left him for my boy Swags to gobble up.
All right, Swags, you're on the clock at 108.
Super quick regress. Can you guys?
We can hear you, but you're lagging really hard. We're gonna change your name from Swag to Lag.
Take it. I deserve it. You guys left Hassan Haskins Connor on the board over why ever do a damn thing.
Swags, I drafted.
I
drafted him
Derrick
for you.
Henry. Hassan Haskins.
I'm not building a team. We established that. And I drafted him for you, knowing that you would have drafted him. So
yeah, so you got him at the 212.
Yeah. And Snoop Connor the season just sitting there.
Snoop Connor's another one that I like. I've been grabbing him in all of my sort of post rookie drafts because he's doing undrafted. I've been getting.
I don't think there's much room for Snoop Connor with that James Robinson on the team pulling RB1 numbers.
All right, Swags, who do you have here?
Season.
Who do you have here at the 108 for the South?
I'm taking Drake London. I really like it with Mario.
Sorry.
Is he gone?
I think that's our first official snipe, Swags. Nice job. I heard the B word over there in the background. So
nice.
That's awesome.
I'm year one though. I'm not worried about, if you got Drake London, he's the wide receiver one. Was my wide receiver one going into, still like him a lot. I'm really.
All right, Ryan, you got the 109, and I know you just wanted to go Drake London there. So
I did.
I
have Drake London for 110 targets this year. Like I was excited about Drake London there.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Now I feel like we had a little bit of wall because we have a lot of question marks now.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take Michael Thomas. Like,
Ooh.
I know he's been faking injuries and doing whatever Michael Thomas does in life. But man, like, if he's on the field, he has top 12 potential. And we got Godwin, who's missing some games. Gage, who's going to perform till Godwin's out, which could hurt for the playoff run. Fournette, who we don't know what his carry is going to be like. If Michael Thomas' upside's the biggest out of all of them, because if he's on the field, he's going to get fed.
Yeah, and Jameis will force the ball. We know that. He's really good at that. That's what he does. All right, Mike, we're back to you at the 110.
All right, I'm actually going to go ahead and pick the guy that's throwing the ball to DJ Moore. I'm going to go quarterback again and go Baker Mayfield. I think this is I don't think there is a competition over there. I think this is going to be Baker Mayfield's team. And yeah, again, super flex. I feel like I'm drafting more quarterbacks than anybody, but I do feel okay about these guys. I know I believe they're going to play. And I think Baker Mayfield, we saw flashes with Baker. This could be this change of scenery and everything he went through in this all season might be a wake up call for him. We'll see. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like Baker's still being Baker over there, but he's got a lot around him to work with over there, and I think that's what I like. If he's the starter, I like him as a we'll call it like a I don't know, mid-range QB2.
Mid-range QB2, yeah, that's where I'd probably put him at.
Yeah,
and you're right. Yeah. We've seen flashes of him, and he doesn't really have to do it all, which is what we want from Baker. Get the ball to Christian McCaffrey, get the ball to DJ Moore, let them do their thing.
Exactly.
So I agree. I think Baker's a good pick here. All right, Swags, we're at you at the 111.
So this is a tough guys that are just staring me down, and I think they don't quite want to throw any names, but man, I kind of have to for this question. Olave over Godwin, because I think I just want to take a lot of him, to be honest with you, but Godwin's that other guy. So I know he is that hot take or is that point?
I don't think it's a hot take. I don't know. What do you think, Mike?
My fear, I have Godwin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names below Olave, so it wasn't that close for me. And the big reason is I'm more convinced that Godwin doesn't play until late November, December.
Yeah, that's
not putting fantasy points in my lineup. Like, yeah, I know it's hard to believe, dude. But yeah, it's I have Landry over him because Landry's going to be playing all the games. I don't know, dude. Godwin scares the hell out of me as somebody that like is literally just going to start for me in December.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I can see it for sure.
I just don't feel like I have to make that move. I mean, name wise, dynasty wise, like we talk that all the time. Like you're gonna pick Godwin every day of the week, but it's just like if I'm thinking about in 2022, like I'm just really people are scared about Kamara, and like you got to be equally as scared Godwin. I mean, he tore both those ligaments in his knee. Like that's a long recovery, and then when he comes back, what kind of player is he? Yep. They have weapons over there, so like I think this is a wash year for Godwin as far as fantasy points in your lineup. I think it's a wash. I think what you really want him to do is not come back early, nurse that baby, and come back next year, because I don't see a lot from him in 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just put Godwin. I bet you Ryan's about to draft him.
Huh?
I said we just poo-pooed Godwin, and you're on the clock at the 112. I think you're probably going to end up drafting him.
No, I'm not. You did. No, I went and double-checked my projections for this year, and I have Russell Gage far, far above him. I have Gage with almost 900 yards this year, and it's probably on the low end. Like, he's going to produce there. They threw 700 times last year. It was 731 times last year.
That's crazy. That's insane.
If they take 100 pass attempts off that, they're still like top 5 in the NFL.
Yeah.
They're going to throw the ball, and Russell Gage is that speed deep threat. It's him here. Like, he's going to perform. Even if Godwin comes back, he's the guy who's going to stretch the field. I have faith he's going to perform.
All right, so Russell Gage goes at the 112, and you got the 201, Ryan.
I'll come up again. With the 201, I feel like I'm taking all Bucks here. So
not a bad choice.
It's really not. Like, you want to be connected to good offenses, and it's Uncle Lenny. I don't know if they're going to run him early and often, but I know they'll run him down the stretch when it matters. And he still, like, was in the chat. He got a ton of targets last year. I don't think it's going to be as high this year because Rashad White is such a prolific pass catcher out of the draft. But Brady trusts him, so he's going to get the ball. Like, he's going to perform. He's the RB2. And I have zero doubt is his floor.
Yeah, I like that pick there. All right, Swags, you're up at the 202 now.
I like that pick a little bit more than you, Ryan. Honestly, like I think he can still be the pass catcher.
I do too.
So I love that pick. I'm taking Mariota here. I think most of the year, as long as he's healthy, I think he's going to be the starter. We're going to have to wait. So Mariota and Drake London stack.
Nice. All right, Mike, 203.
Do I have to?
Yeah, it's getting ugly now. This is where it starts to get ugly.
Yeah, and especially after my Godwin rant, this is a period where you might want to take a chance that he does come back sooner, because this is starting to look kind of gross. Ryan, I'm sorry, man. I missed your last pick. What was your last pick?
Russell Gage.
And Leonard.
Oh, and then Uncle Leonard. Yeah, Leonard Fournette.
Fournette was still on the board.
Yeah,
talking about 201.
Yeah,
all right, that's just a mistake by me. I
wrote Uncle Lenny on the sheet, so maybe you just didn't.
No, remember, I had my own sheet. I don't know why I have him gone already. So that sucks. But it looks like he wouldn't have came to me anyway. So I mentioned Jarvis Landry. I'm just gonna do it then. I know he's playing, and I do believe that we already hear some reports that Winston's really liking Landry. I like Landry as a player. I understand that there was a real decent decline last year, but I still think he's got it. I really do. I actually wound up scooping him up super cheap. I think I wound up actually, I can't remember exactly, but I remember when I made the trade, it was somebody was I just didn't even the team didn't even care. It's here you go. So he's getting into that free territory. But I think Landry's going to surprise some people this year. I think Winston's good enough, and I think that Landry's going to be that short intermediate yards after the catch like he's always been. And I think there's enough going on with the Saints where I think he's gonna feel a little reinvigorated. It might be last year we can get some numbers from him, but I like it.
Nice. Yeah, he's somebody that
he'll have a Landry season.
Yeah, he'll have a Landry season because he has his whole entire career just about. I mean, last year he had some injury issues.
Last year was rough, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Landry's one of those guys I'm targeting in the Scott Fish Bowl because I sort of went, not intentionally, but I went 0 wide receiver. Ended up with Christian Kirk is now a wide receiber 1, so I got to hurry up and get some receivers. And he's someone I'm looking at really late to grab because I think he's got some definite potential.
Well,
all right, Ryan, 204
was Christian Kirk.
I got him in the eighth round for Christian Kirk. 807, I think, is what I got him at.
Speaking of Scott Fish Bowl, I'm going to take the guy who dragged me to the semis last year in it out of nowhere, and that's Cordell Patterson. This is a bad team who's going to be playing from behind. Playing from behind means pass backs are hugely featured, and it's going to be him. You got a rookie behind him and a boring banger. He's going to get enough in the passing game where he only needs 10 to 15 carries to be fantasy relevant. And I'm cool with him as a flex starter.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much there. I mean, they have the rookie Tyler Algier that everybody's excited about too, but really, I mean, it's Patterson's job to lose, really. All right, Shane, you're up at the 205.
I am taking. I think I might as well. There's a couple to see what happens, but what I get when he comes back, action built with Brady, bigger than we like.
So that's Chris Godwin.
Yeah, because I think you may have cut off when he said the name.
Yeah.
So
I got the context clues. I heard the end of Brady when he comes back. So I think we got a Chris Godwin there. And Swags wanted to pick Chris Godwin earlier anyway, so I think he was glad to get that.
So I was
shot
making
at him.
Yeah, we've turned this into a game show now. We're trying to piece together what Swags is saying to get his analysis.
No, again, it's Lagzilla 0G.
Yeah, there you go. Lagzilla. All right, let's see where we're at. Mike, 206.
All right, so yuck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing for the fences. I'm going to stay on brand here. He was just brought up, Tyler Algier. I'm going to say old man 31 Cordell Patterson that didn't have any more than 85 touches his entire career. All of a sudden with over 200 touches last year, is just a flash in the pan. And I'm going to say Tyler Algier winds up being the running back there. Cordarrelle does also carry the ball, but nowhere near as much that as he did last year. And they protect that 31-year-old for the stamina that he has left in the tank, and let the young kid out there a little more than we think. Tyler Algier, they already looking good in camp. So nice. I'm going to just go ahead and take a swing for the fences there.
Yeah, Patterson's one of those guys last year that I could never buy into. Like we do our DFS show, and every week we're like, do we play him this week? Because he had an awesome game. Like, no, it's flash in the pan. He just kept doing it and kept doing it. I'm like, what the hell?
I hear you.
All right, Ryan, 207.
I mean, it's because look at them pass catchers; they're garbage. I am actually going with a guy who you don't have on, and I'm going with Brian Edwards.
Ooh,
like out of what the Atlanta pass catchers, he's probably their number 2 wide receiver. Like Zacchaeus or whatever, like he's fit. He's not the talent. He didn't have the former draft capital. They trade for him. Like I just think Edwards could be the number 2 receiver there, third targets on a team that's going to throw a ton because they're going to get the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point because they're going to be throwing the ball a ton. They got to throw to somebody. So why not Brian Edwards? Maybe we finally see that.
They're going to throw a lot. Why not him? Like there's a flashes, man. Like, I still kind of hold on to that last step.
All right,
Swag. I'm with you. I'm trying to hold on too, man. It's tough. It's tough.
Getting ugly. Swags, you're up at the 208.
I'm actually in just the hopes not on with Healy and injuries he could have on his team. I don't think he went there just to read. I think he might get a little bit of playing time and Mark Ingram.
All right, Mark Ingram.
It was a fun. I couldn't done it. I wouldn't have been able to figure it out. It was that last Mark Ingram that gave it away.
Yep. All right, and
I know, dude. I know it's frustrating. We got this.
We got it. We're getting through it. So it's the price of doing live shows.
And
all right, Mike, 209.
All right. I was actually a little excited about this one, to be honest with you. Rashad White. I'll be happy to do that. I couldn't do him over Tyler Algier because I feel like Rashad White's a little bit a bigger gamble with Fournette being there. But I don't know, man. I feel decent, especially this late in the draft about this pick because again, it's kind of a swing for the fences. If we believe that Rashad White is the backup to Fournette, and we know that Fournette had quite a few touches last season, Fournette's not somebody that is known for staying healthy. That's the other thing. So I'll take the backup. I'll take the backup running back with possibly even some standalone value with his pass catching. So I'll take Rashad White here.
Yeah, good pick. That's where I would have gone as well. Ryan, you got the 210.
Pretty sure Gators wanted me to take him last pick and was complaining about it in the chat. I'm taking Chuba Hubbard. I think he's one of the premier handcuffs in fantasy football this year. Like he can do 60% of what Christian McCaffrey did, and 60% of him's an RB2. Like if McCaffrey goes down, he steps in and can perform a good bit in the passing game, can add enough in the rushing game where he can be fantasy relevant. He had 600 yards last year on the ground. Like he has it there if given the opportunity. And at this point, there's no like real starters I want. So I'm going to take a guy who could maybe win it for me later if there's an injury.
Not afraid of Deonta Foreman?
No. I'm an all-time Deontay Foreman hater. I'll just
okay. There you go.
Like, I am. Like, there's no shade. I just don't like Deontay Foreman. I think he gets some carries, but I think Chuba Hubbard will do enough in the passing game, and he has that big playability. I think that's what separates it. But I think if McCaffrey went out, they'd have a 60-40 split in the rushing way towards Foreman. But I think Chuba would get enough quality touches because if you look at the passing game, it's like one touch equals 1.5 in the passing game. I think that kind of leads towards him.
Sure.
Good stuff. All right, so Swag's got kicked out again, so I'm going to pick his 211 here, and I'm just going to go way off the rails, and I'm going to go with the rookie tight end, Mr. Cade Otton, who has been talked about as possibly being the number one tight end there. Now, granted, we know rookie tight ends don't typically do well the rookie season, but if you're going to do well as a rookie as a tight end, you're going to do it with Tom Brady. So I'll take that upside there at the 211 that he actually catches a few touchdowns this year. All right, Mike, close us out here at the 212.
All right, 212. I'm going to say I'll piggyback what you just said about it taking a little while and go Adam Troutman. I'm going to go Adam Troutman because this is I'm kind of known for starting the tight end garden, and Adam Troutman's in a lot of my tight end gardens, and you need to wait 3 years for these guys. So I think Adam Troutman might just give us enough this season to get us a little excited. So I'll go ahead in this tight end premium pick Adam Troutman. To be honest with you, I was thinking about going Brate, but because you just went Otton, I figured that this sounded counterintuitive. So I'm just going to go ahead and go the other way. They were close enough in my rankings. I'm going to go ahead and Adam Troutman here, I think.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and get to our last segment of the night.
How fun would it be to get
for goingfor2.com's Forgotten Fantasy Player of the Week?
Sorry, Ryan, I cut you off. What'd you say?
Oh, no. I gotta say, because I was thinking how fun it would be to try to figure out Shane's forgotten player with his connection.
That would,
No one would ever get it.
It could just make it a whole game right there. Just It was what do you think we were getting? Maybe every fifth word at
every
most.
Fifth word,
at most.
It was funny because we had that long silence, and then you'd get like the words just start coming in and flowing real quick, and then it would cut out again. All right, Mike, give us your forgotten fantasy player for tonight.
All right, great. So I've been playing fantasy football for a very long time, and this guy will be a little bit of proof of that. My forgotten player was in the NFL and retired at the peak of his career after only 8 years in 2000. Yes, 2000, 22 years ago. Robert Smith.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, man. He winds up leaving on the table 1,521 rushing yards. That's the season he left with. He had 1,000 the year before that, 1,100 the year before that, almost 1,300 the year before that. Went on a four season run to cap it off with 1,500 yards. And what does Robert Smith do? He retires, and he actually retired. I remember I was going to do a little research, but I knew you guys didn't want all that for the forgotten player. But I know that he retired to basically go to medical school. So he basically, and you don't hear from him. You don't see him on television. You don't see, he just kind of he made his money. He got 2 contracts, left.
Yep.
Yeah. Much respect. Robert Smith.
Look at that career rushing average of 4.8 and 5.2 his last season. That's absurd.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
5.8.
Yeah, there's a 5.5 in there too, dude. 5.5 in 1997. Then we have a 4.8, a 4.6, and a 5.2. Like that's a 4-game stretch. It's just unbelievable. And he's doing that all on the ground. A lot of these running backs today need to do a little bit of both. And just leaves. Says goodbye. Drop the mic.
It was it was so out of the blue that year. It was like, why did he retire? He was so good.
Yeah, it's a great running back.
That's a great one. I don't think we've had that one yet. That's a great
100% haven't.
Yeah, we've been doing this segment for like the whole time, basically 4.5 years or whatever it is. So
nice.
I picked that one. So that was definitely a good pull. Good job. All right, we're gonna do our round robin sign off here, and luckily we have the guest is also on the same podcast as the guy that we kind of lost, so it works out. So go ahead, Mike. Tell us where we can follow you on Twitter, and go ahead and plug your podcast one more time.
Yeah. So Swagzilla0G is a great follow on Twitter. I can't believe how much this guy's been on, especially of late. We're in a Pick 12 group. I think there's like 100 people in the Pick 12 group, and he is just in there constantly giving people advice. And that's just the kind of guy he is. Now, is he going to have a strong opinion and maybe you disagree with it? Sure, fine. But I like analysts that do that. I don't want you to agree with everybody else. So you'll get some different talk from him. I see him jumping in the chat right now. But the one thing I'll tell you is I could not have asked for a better co-host. I think Rookie Fever has grown because he and I have grown together. He was podcasting way before I had ever podcasted, and I was petrified to do this. I was nervous, literally like 24 hours before I would hit a microphone, and he took me out of my comfort zone, tried to get me to plan less and be more organic and just get on the microphone and talk. And honestly, this show really helped me do that too. There was an organization. I knew what was ahead of me. I didn't have to worry about like curveballs or anything like that. And we just got to have some fun and mock and talk about some players. And that's what fantasy football is all about. And at Rookie Fever, it can be a challenge 365 days a year to talk just about rookies, but we do a little bit of rookie rewinds. So we get a chance to look at the previous class. There's plenty of podcasts and shows and writers that talk about sophomore years and players. Sophomore years for players are so much fun to talk about. So we call them our rookie rewinds. And then again, like we said at the top of the show, the player profiles, rookie player profiles are really, really great. We have some awesome Devy people that come on year after year. I think we usually try to get through about 25 players, and we just do one show on one player. It's really easy to digest, 20, maybe 30 minutes. And it's a lot of fun. So yeah, you can find us at Rookie Fever. You can find Swagzilla at Swagzilla0G, and you can find me on Twitter at ArdvarkTV.
Good stuff. All right, Ryan.
That's a hard one to follow.
Yeah,
simple.
That was the best outro we've ever had of any guest. That was
a prepared outro. I'm like,
that was a professional right there.
Yeah, dude. Like, what's my Twitter handle? Now find me at Foss534. Find me over at the Rookie Big Board. We have the Dynasty Big Board podcast that comes out Wednesday mornings normally. Just talk Dynasty. It's a bunch of good stuff. Check it out. But yeah, and also check out the Discord. It's popping. It's a lot of fun. I sometimes show up.
Yeah, sometimes show up. Yeah, that Discord. I was going to plug that as well. I mean, that Discord. When we put the Scott Fishbowl, Scott Fishbowl swing in there. It went from about 60 subs to we got at 750 subs right now, and it's every day we're talking Scott Fish. We're getting all the posts of their drafts and everything else. So it's really cool. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet, it's pinned to the top of my Twitter handle. Which of course is at Jeff Lambert 77. So yeah, great show. Sorry about the technical issues that we had, but we've somehow managed to get through it. And I think we still did a pretty good job getting these previews done here. So Mike, I want to thank you for coming on, and you can thank Swags for me as well.
Thanks for having us.
Great show. So for Ryan, for Mike, I'm Jeff. We will see y'all next week.